All right.
Hey everyone.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Happy Sunday.
Definitely.
We're outside.
Yeah, we decided we'd try something a little different and do it outside. Hopefully everybody can hear us.
And
We're mic'd up.
Yeah, and if you're upset that
Abby,
you can't see the dinette, we'll move it back in for you next week.
Abby heard all the commotion and she's like, oh, I gotta come up and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's her showtime. So we've already got Kate Lyons and KV, Kathy Vanderbilt, on the line. Happy
Good to
Sunday,
see you
guys.
both there.
Howdy, y'all. Yes, it's our last one for the year. It's
It is.
New Year's
I didn't
this
even
week.
think about that. Yeah, you're 100% correct.
Yep. Kate said, good to see you outside. It's rainy here again. Come back to Florida.
Yeah, come on down to Florida. It's nice down here.
Is it tea time yet? Yes.
Yes, it is.
KV's.
Well, I've got my coffee, but...
Coffee. But actually mine's an iced coffee because it's so warm and humid here, but I'm not complaining at all.
It's nice. You know, our campsite is perfect because we've got the shade right here. And then this side of us, there's nothing. There's a big tree with Spanish moss. I got that from Kate. She told me what that was. Oh. And brushland, and that's it. All the other campsites are back this way. Yeah,
well, if you look closely, you can almost see the reflection of our view in the nice shiny little guy Max.
Yes,
So
yes.
We worked really hard to clean that, but after all the rain and the mud from us driving through the first 2 months or so, the good thing about it being gray, you didn't notice it was really dirty till you got right up on top of it.
Yeah, I was all business when we were cleaning that, and you had to start a little water fight.
So Linda Champion said, first time with you. Looks like fun. Hi, welcome, Linda.
Welcome, Linda.
And then we have Janice Day, a.k.a. Mom.
Hey, Mom.
She said, hi, guys. See, she's always checking in on us.
Fantastic.
Katie said, we're planning another Florida trip late February. Plan on visiting the Harvest Host site she went to. You will love them.
Yeah.
The people there are so nice. Brennan is at Far Reach Ranch.
He's a full-time RVer. He and his wife, Leah, is that her name?
Yes.
Leah, something like that.
Yeah. And I want to say Randy, Robin from the
super nice lady at the bee barn. The bee barn, there's a lot more, you're in the grass, so there were a lot of insects there, but still great place, nice and quiet except for those fireworks we heard. Yeah, I mean, we're sitting there, the first thing, you know, especially with Russ being former law enforcement, you know, first thing goes to that, and then we realized time of year it was probably practice fire. I heard the first three go off in rapid succession, and it sounded like a shotgun. Yeah. You know, and then the other one sounded like handgun fire, and I was like, you know what, those are fireworks. Yep. So now, Kate wants to know where we are today. It's a secret. No, some of the local people here that we've met, we're talking about this. Yeah, they expressed concern. We are at a county campground called Coleman Landing, and it's on the southern side of Lake Kissimmee. Yep. In a town called Lake Wales. Yeah. I don't understand that. It's beautiful here. It's gorgeous. They've got 50 sites, and from what I understand, they're not too busy normally. They're busy right now because it's the holiday weekend, and there's a big lake over here, right there, and they've got a bunch of airboats going all over the place. Sounds like a bunch of 57 Chevys. So you may hear it occasionally, but otherwise, it's just been so incredibly quiet. Yeah. And push and shove, Bill T is here too. Hey, Bill, how's it going, man? What was it I was going to have you? Oh, Bill T commented on our Faces and Places video about the TPMS, the tire pressure monitoring system. Love those acronyms. Yep, and I think you're right, Bill. I think it does have something to do with battery. Kerry, after seeing your comment, went and checked that out, and it looks like we're going to have to look into that. Everything's acting fine now, but when we saw that to this point, when we got to the campground, was only a couple minutes. It was only, you know, like maybe an hour. Yeah, from what I researched, I found out that the tire pressure monitoring systems tend to, you know, they're good for about 4 or 5 years. We have a 2014 truck, so the timing is about right. Yeah. I thought the same thing you mentioned because Russ had just taken the truck in that maybe, but they didn't rotate the tires then.
Yeah,
we've been having an issue since we have been towing where our we get out of balance a lot. And one of the people at Discount Tires told us it's because we have aftermarket tires.
Yeah, we've got some all-terrain tires on there, and he said that brand, he says they're really good for off-road, but he said he doesn't like them personally for being on the road. And if what we're experiencing is because of that, I would have to agree with him.
Yeah, and we've had those type of tires for the last 3.5 years.
Yeah, never had a problem.
Never had an issue until we started towing. So we may have to rethink the towing thing. But that's why we didn't have the dealership.
Because I just had it done in Tennessee.
Exactly. So we knew it wasn't that.
Yeah.
But it is a little disconcerting. It was just really funny that as Russ notices this, we drove by the tire thing. I pulled up my phone really quick. I said, we might need to go to this place.
Yeah, she got it just as we were, I mean, she noticed it just as we were pulling by, quick enough to get the camera and the phone up because we're always filming, but not quick enough for me to swing the little guy Max in there safely anyways.
Well, what I like, so for this drive, we were using Google Maps.
I don't know if you guys can hear that.
There goes boat. One of the things I love, and you can do this with the other apps like Waze and iPhone as well, but as soon as he noticed that, I pulled up search a long route and for gas station, just somewhere that we could pull over. And that's how I was able to find that. So I knew that we were fairly close to something like that. So if you're ever a long route and you didn't know that there's that feature, if you're looking for a place to eat or a gas station or you just want coffee, you swipe up from the bottom, it says search a long route, and you can type in McDonald's if you want that. But they also have little icons if you're just looking for any fast food because you're starving. It'll do that and it highlights them all on the route.
Or in our case, tire repair services.
Tire repair. And then what you do is you can tap it and then it'll say add as a stop. So then that way it'll direct you just to there. Then once you stop, then you can hit continue to your main location.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my app trick. I gotta always work in my apps.
I know. You're app addicted, an appaholic.
Yes, I am. There's no help for me, but it helps us with what we're doing.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah, your apps have saved the day on many occasions.
I'll tell you what, though, with all the traveling that we've done, it sounded like lots of horsepower. It was. We walked down there last night. These things are cool. A lot of them have those boats with the big fans on the back.
Yeah,
I want to do that someday.
Yeah, I mean, that's 90% of what you're hearing. What we're hearing from there is all those fan boats. I don't know what they call them, swamp buggies, swamp boats. I don't know, but what you're hearing are all those. There are a couple of fishing boats out there. We don't really hear those, and a couple of those, you know, like pontoon boats. But I mean, it's been sitting out here is the road into the campground in the marina area, and yesterday and this morning, that's all I've seen. Non-stop, those big fan boats coming in.
Airboats.
Airboat. Ah, did somebody say that?
Improv Debbie.
Thank you, Improv Debbie. Yeah, I want to ride one of those. I've noticed.
Just said that too.
I've noticed some of them are like two-seaters. You know, I mean, like I've seen side-by-sides, but then there's back seats too.
I want the back seat.
I might go out there with a $20 bill. Can I afford it?
No.
No?
No. That's an extra night here.
Woohoo! That's what I want to do.
Petra Olson just saying hi, y'all.
Hey, Petra. Welcome. Here comes Abby.
Whenever we say hi, Abby needs to start. You can't see her. We're going to have to like create a platform for her.
Come here. There you go. There she is. And Billy does not like it. Oh, good girl. Good girl.
But,
okay.
I will say that yesterday when we pulled in here, it is so peaceful.
Yeah.
I told Russ, I said, this is why we're doing this.
Yeah, this is
just a nice open space.
Not only is it peaceful, but the weather's nice enough where we can do this, sit out here. We haven't had that recently. I mean, we had it at my mom's house. It was nice and warm out there, but felt kind of weird, you know. We didn't know what our neighbors would think if we pulled out our lawn chairs and our mat.
Set out the mat.
Started hanging out. Here goes the neighborhood, you know.
Kate said hello to Abby.
Abby's now drinking water.
Last
but she
night,
says hello
so
too.
These chairs are the zero gravity type, so you can lay back.
Oh, that was so cool.
Oh, so we came out last night. No mosquitoes.
Yep.
I don't know why. The night before when we were at the bee barn, there were a lot of mosquitoes out at night. Here I expected it because we're so close to the water.
Yeah, nothing.
No mosquitoes. So we laid down, clear skies. We just got to stargaze. I don't know any of them, so I'm going to have to learn.
I know Orion, and that's it. You know, that's one that I always point out. But I was looking for satellites. I wanted to see a satellite go by or something.
You were mentioning that there's an app or something that you can...
Yeah, it's like Heavenly Skies or something in the skies. It's a cool app. I think back then you could just kind of give it your location. Mm-hmm. It wasn't an app, it was a website. And then you could, you know, put your GPS coordinates. It would tell you what you could see in the skies, you know, man-made.
What time.
Yeah, and what time. And now I think on the phone app, you can just kind of point it in the sky and it'll start telling you where to expect these things. So that's cool.
So another thing, when we checked in, this is a very laid-back campground. And you can't make reservations. You just show up, you pick a spot, and at some time during the day, the guy named Rick will come around and he collects. It's $20.
Yeah.
He really liked the trailer, and then he stopped by this morning to tell you.
Yeah, because the guy just over from us. So we're in a line of 3 sites, and there's nobody in the next 2 sites over. So we have this whole area to ourselves. But a guy across the road from us was commenting on. Rick said, "Yeah, that guy over there was commenting on your RV." He goes, "I think we should go into business. You and I should sell these things."
So see, you have business opportunities.
Yeah, I didn't know. You know, I never thought about that, but I think that keeps me a little too much geographically bound.
True.
Unless I just let Rick run the business.
That's all. And then there was another woman when we took the dogs for a walk last night. We had just mentioned we were traveling with a larger teardrop, and she said, "Oh, that one down at the end." So everybody apparently knows who we are now.
Yeah, you know what's cool about it is you kind of come in here and you're feeling, oh, I'm the small guy on the block. You know, maybe people are going to be thinking different about you. But even these big rigs, I mean, that guy over there's got like a 31-foot, bunch of Class A's. They all like the little guy Max. You know, so that's cool.
Kate said, "I have an app called Star Map. It will pick up your location in the direction your phone is aimed." Oh, I'm going to have to try that.
Star Map. Now, you know, I'm not an app guy, but that app is kind of cool. I think I'll probably download that app as well.
Stacy Forrest made it.
Hey, Stacy.
Stacy Forrest in the room, everyone. Whoop, had to make my special coffee. Good to see you on your new set, LOL. Russ, I have the app Skyview, and it's free.
Nice.
So we're going to have to try them all, and it's supposed to be another clear night for us tonight.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to try them all out.
You remember our first, well, it wasn't our first, but one of our first nights, we were in Livingston, and we had that guy, I think his name was Mike or something. No, Mike and Louise, they were the other one. But the guy right next to us, Dennis, he was into astrophotography.
Yeah, he had
I had to be careful when I said that.
Toy hauler ones. So he would lower the ramp, and then he had all his camera equipment and everything. Obviously, he wasn't taking the photos at Rainbow's End.
No, it was raining and overcast the whole time.
But he had this really cool setup.
Yeah, I wish we could bump into him again.
KV says, "I have Skywalk." So we're going to have to try all of them, and then we'll report on which one was the most user-friendly that Russ could figure out. Because that's the true test of an app.
That I can figure out. I'm not that bad.
No, hey, when it comes to video editing and stuff like that, you are the man. But on the other stuff, takes you a little bit.
Yeah.
but you get an A for effort. So, all right. So I don't know. Maybe we can throw this out there. There is this really big bug that's been in the field by us.
Well, it's not big. It's about that big. Well, it sounds big.
Okay, anything bigger than the tip of a pen is big for me.
So, you want me to take over? Because I can describe it much better. It's yellow and black. When it flies, its wings are yellow and black. And this is the part where I can describe much better because I'm known for my sound effects. But when it flies, it goes like really loud. And it just does these short hops. It almost looks like it just flies enough and then just like, okay, I can't fly anymore, and lands. So I don't know. Can you guys figure that out?
Because it's too fat. It can't fly too long. It just flops to the ground. KV said, suggested a palmetto bug? Question mark. So I'll have to check that one out. And then Janice Day, aka Mom. I'm getting some really good tips. Thanks, Stacy, Kathy, and Kathleen.
Yes, so, they're great people, Mom. A lot of information. We've gotten so much information from them.
We do, and that's why we love having these sessions. You know, obviously, we're talking and rambling about what's going on during the day, but during the week when we have our vlogs, they're kind of a planned conversation. We'll either learn things during the week from the feedback, or just with this exchange back and forth, we get some really great tips, and hopefully everybody else picks up stuff as well.
And to be 100% honest, that was like 50% of the reason that you and I decided to do these videos, period, while because we were doing this with or without YouTube.
Yes.
But, you know, a lot of it was so we could get connected to the community, and the other one was that we could learn from the community, you know, and I think we're doing both, you know.
All right, so Bill T says, not sure on that particular bug, but in Missouri we have one that is way too big to be flying. 6 sets of wings and makes a coughing sound. Hideous. I am not camping in Missouri.
I want to go to Missouri. They have the Ozarks there.
Well, none of that bug's there. You can go by yourself.
Man, that looks
Does it sting?
Beautiful. I heard that, I don't know if it's true. I'm getting all my information from a Netflix movie called Ozark. But I have it on good word that Ozark has more coastline than Florida.
You got that fact from the TV show.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I said.
All right. Improv Debbie said maybe cicada. That was my guess. But Russ said, no, it can't be.
I don't think it's a cicada. I don't know.
You know, I don't know.
Usually cicadas sit there and do that.
Katie said, achoo, Bill T. And then Improv Debbie, but you would hear other sounds also. Yeah, we don't really hear any other sounds on that one.
Yeah, it's just when it flies.
Stacy Forrest said, love Ozarks. Yeah, we're hooked on that show.
Yes. You know, I like the power struggle, or the power shift. Wendy, the mom, is starting to get the... Oh, well, never mind. If you guys haven't seen it before, I don't want to ruin it, but I like the power struggle and the power shift. Oh, we've got a Chihuahua.
Say hello to 2 other Chihuahuas.
Hey, shh, Tuffy.
Hey.
We've got a Chihuahua and a Dachshund coming by right now.
Bill T said that it was filmed about 35 miles from him. Good series. Well, maybe Bill can get in as an extra in the background and then wave to us. Or we can send him one of our T-shirts or something, and then he can wear
Well,
it.
if you're waving, I'll tell you right now, your career as an extra won't last very long. When I was a kid, I tried to get in as part of a extra of a movie filmed in Hawaii, where I grew up called the North Shore, and I kept walking back and forth when they were filming this fight scene on the beach. And they filmed it like 10 times until I quit, and I think it was because this damn kid keeps walking in front of the camera, you know. So, well, not in front of it, but behind.
Okay, that footage has to be out there somewhere.
Well, the movie's there, and I wasn't in the movie. A lot of my friends were in the movie.
They weren't as obnoxious.
You got Poncho Sullivan there, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, that's not Poncho, because Poncho, ever since he was a kid, sounded like he had that gravelly voice. He would have been like, yeah, even when he's like 7.
So Kate, aka Kathleen Lyons, said, "There's little Billy. Bow wow." Yes, I'm sorry if she barked right into the microphone, everyone. Our vicious Chihuahua.
She just protected Mama.
From 2 other Chihuahuas. She just said,
there's
nope,
another
these are
Chihuahua
my people.
and a Dachshund.
She can't adopt any more dogs. That's it.
And with her pink bow, or her pink bejeweled
yes,
collar, she looks so menacing.
Hey, she picked it out. we pulled into PetSmart, and she had she needed another collar, so I brought her in with me. She picked it out, so you can't blame me.
No, I like it.
And Abby is actually loving it. She's just
over there basking in the sun. She'll go, we've got her hooked up on a retractable leash to the trailer, and she'll go from the sun to the shade.
So here's a little trick we have with the, what do you call the front part? The tongue?
Yep.
And you have the big chains that you're supposed to crisscross when you're hooking it up to the truck.
Yep, the safety chains.
Big thing. So we just hook her leash.
Retractable leash.
Her retractable leash through the handle, that big clip, and then she can go around and it doesn't get all tripped up.
It doesn't get tangled and stuff, yeah.
Let's see. Kate says, the remake of Footloose was filmed at the high school where I worked. Oh, man. I love Footloose. The first one. I never saw the remake, though.
I didn't either. I saw the one with Kevin Bacon. Was that Kevin Bacon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I would have done fine with it. I mean, I'm not a dancer, you know, so if they, you can't dance, I'd be like,
you would have been like the guy in Footloose that had to learn how to dance.
No, I couldn't even learn. I move like a 2x4 in the wind, you know.
Yeah, and for anyone, if there's ever a situation where you see us out and we're dancing,
Russ is drunk.
Yeah, Russ will only get out and dance when he's had a couple beers. But don't go near him because he'll usually have the beer in hand, and it winds up on your feet or on your clothes somewhere because he knocks it over. So I don't go anywhere.
I get real happy. I can miraculously dance, and I spill everywhere.
Yeah, he's not very good with that. But A for effort again. But maybe we should watch that remake. I'm kind of curious with who's in it. I don't even know who's in it.
I don't know. I didn't even know they
they're
made
remaking. Or not. They're not remaking. They're doing a sequel to Top Gun.
Top Gun. Yeah, yeah.
So little known connection that we have to that movie.
Yeah. So kind of segueing off of movies back into movie-related movies, we watched RV with Robin Williams.
We did. We watched that the other. Oh my goodness!
It was terribly funny. We're gonna do a review of that this week, aren't we?
Yeah. So one of the things that we do, because we're internet based, we will download a lot of the movies. Not necessarily have DVDs because we don't want to travel with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So we would download when we're in a good location, and then we store them. I have them on my tablet. But you could have them on any other device and then hook it up through the HDMI thing through the little guy. And that way you don't have to worry about buffer time. You don't have to worry about all the download issues that you would run into it. So I downloaded that and several other shows when we were staying at moonstocking at your mom's, and we were finally able to watch it.
I think you brought up a good point. You know, I mean, traveling the way we are and with the limited amount of storage, we came up with a lot of different ways. Like, Kerry loves to read. I like to read, and we got rid of all of our books. I think we kept one or two that were special to us, but we made sure everything now is electronic. Everything was Kindle, you know. And then, like the movies, you said we kept a couple of packs of DVDs of like Game of Thrones and stuff that were really good, but everything is electronic. And I was at my mom's house last week, and she had these really cool magazines called American History. And I'm like, oh gosh, I hope they make these electronically. They don't. I didn't call them, but I messaged and asked. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna take photos of every page, like article-wise, articles that I like, and then read them as we go. On your big iPad, that super iPad,
I have the
TV.
iPad Pro, which is about the size of a magazine. So that way, you can look at it real time and you can just scroll through. Yeah,
but no, I mean, you know, I don't know, I don't remember how you got onto that, but that's definitely the way to do it. Keep everything electronic.
Okay, so we got stuff going on here. Let's see. Kate says Julianne Hough, Dennis Quaid, and Kenny Wormald, and then Miles Teller. She met Kenny and Miles. Very cool. So now we've got a connection, a direct. Oh, no. There's kind of a 6 degree of separation to Kevin Bacon through her now. Okay. Because originally with the Footloose, so there is a connection. Maybe there's somehow, I'll figure it out. That way we can have it. Stacy first. Oh, I saw the walkthrough of the Intex Soul. Loved the dinette, but it didn't look like a lot of storage. I was thinking the same thing. I love the cool kind of space-agey window and that new modern vibe. Remember I showed you the video of the Intex Soul? I like the bathroom and I like how it's all closed, but you're right. We wouldn't be able to do that full timing because there is not the storage, and that's what separated, I think, this for us compared to a lot of the others. Yeah. Because we did need that storage, and that's something that the little guy does offer. If you're looking at whether you're full timing or just for a longer than a weekend type of trip. Yeah, that Intex Soul looks very cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, doing maybe 2 weeks at a time in it. The dinette area with that feature would allow us to both get in and out a lot easier. Yeah. And more room to work. But other than that, I don't think it would work for us, but it is very cool. It is. It's a nice rig. And the only other thing I would suggest on that one that would make it cooler is if that big window could kind of open it, because that's one of the things I loved. So when we pulled in yesterday,
you know, it was in the 80s, but we didn't need or really want the AC.
Yeah, we didn't run it at all.
If we just opened up all the windows, there was more than enough air. And so that made it very comfortable. Now, had all the windows been shut or we couldn't, we would have had to run the AC.
Yeah. I know we were thinking about maybe running the AC a little bit tonight to try to take some of the dampness out of the air.
Oh my goodness. It looked like there was a rainstorm when we woke up this morning, and there wasn't. It was just so humid. You couldn't see across the little roadway to the field across from us. The fog was so dense, and everything didn't just have a little bit of mist.
Yeah.
It was like puddled of raindrops.
When I went out early with my headlamp on, it was like the moisture was like little particulates in the air floating around. I mean, it was.
You could see it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean.
So Janice Day said, back to Footloose. Kevin was the best. So I agree.
I've been trying to get away from Footloose. Right back to it.
Hey, blame your mom.
But
you know, so talking about that, we also ran into Rick, who is the guy kind of in charge around here.
Yes.
There is a field that cattle kind of roam across from us, and he was doing his rounds this morning, and a baby calf was born. He got to see it this morning.
Do you remember this morning when you said, hey, what was that? When it was like, and it was a cow. I said it was a cow. It was a real loud.
Yeah.
He said he heard that, and that's what got him to look over, and that was right when the baby came out. It wasn't the mother cow. It was another bigger cow next to it. So maybe that's when that was happening.
Kind of like the Circle of Life and Lion King, and the dad was like, I got my baby.
I was just going to say, yeah, there was a cow holding the calf up in the air.
So Kate said, asked any gators around that campground. We haven't seen notices for it, and we haven't seen, but from what I've seen with everyone out here, apparently gators are everywhere, including your bathtub.
Well, that's what I mean. There's so many beautiful lakes here, but
I'm allergic to something to my nose. Is it?
Can you go in and swim in any lakes in Florida, or are there gators everywhere?
I think gators are everywhere.
Man, like Lake Kissimmee, can you swim in that?
I don't think so. I'd be afraid to go in a boat in case I fell in.
Nah. Well, you can fall off of into anything.
Hey, you know, Improv Debbie said, LOL, it's Florida, there will be gators.
Okay.
It's surrounded by water, but like you're too afraid to go into it. Even like little streams, I've been warned.
So I'm wondering, are the gators, again, you got to remember, I'm from Hawaii and Texas and all. Are the gators, can the gators go in the salt water? Or is that crocodiles that are both salt water and fresh? I know one of them can, but I wonder, are there any in Florida?
What's the key difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
One's called an alligator and the other's called a crocodile. Or is it one can go in fresh water and salt water and one can't?
So Improv Debbie says, nope, we have crocs for the salt. And Janice Day, Mom, says, don't ever walk your dogs by any lake, big or small, like any lake in the lake.
Yeah, that's what we've been hearing, that I guess there's a lot of animals lost every year, and people too. Well, not a lot of people, but I guess there's a lot of dogs lost because people are walking them near the lakes.
It's just dangerous all around. We saw one bald eagle, and we found out that there's two in this area.
Yeah.
And all Billy wants to do is lounge
in the sun.
And they're all circling.
I'm sitting there, and there are a bunch of vultures, turkey vultures, flying around, and all of a sudden I see one that doesn't look like the others, and it has a white head and a white tail.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful bald eagle. And Rick says that there's a pair here, so I'm going to keep my eye open for more.
Try to get it on film so we can put that in our Saturday video.
I got it, but it was on an iPhone, and it was so far off, so I don't know. I've got to review that and see.
All right. Brian Ermintrout, good afternoon, Russ and Kerry.
Hey, Brian. How's it going,
Brian. Welcome.
Brian's got a camper in Arizona. And he metal detects,
and no alligators or crocodiles.
Yeah, not in Arizona. Killer bees and rattlesnakes.
Wait, I wonder if Brian got that cold, snowy weather with that storm front that came in.
Yeah, we were thinking we're glad we weren't in El Paso right about now.
Okay, so Bill said, not sure what you used to clean Max with, but I found super clean. I use it on my vehicles and golf cart. Powerful stuff. It's at Walmart for around $7 a gallon with a 4-to-1 dilution. I think we just kind of used...
We used Dawn.
We used Dawn. But that's a good thing because we need to pick up something just to keep with us for regular, but it smells nice.
I'm thinking about
for my hands.
Oh
wait, that's palm olive.
About getting it waxed too. We should do that. That's a lot of work.
You can wax it. Go for it.
I might find somebody to do that for me.
Penny takers. No, we should. I mean, we go through and get the truck waxed enough, and you can see. I was so upset. The truck was looking pretty dirty. Before we left Savannah, we went and paid the money to get a nice wash and wax on it. And then we hit that torrential rain system.
Yep, that was that.
For 6 hours straight, it went through, I don't know, it was horrible. And
we're basically driving underwater.
Completely. And then on the freeway with all the highway stuff. So that by the time we pulled up to your mom's, the truck just looked like it had been sitting in a garbage yard for a month.
It didn't look that bad. It just had a lot of water spots on it.
And mud and stuff. It was that's the only downside with a black truck.
Yeah,
I think.
But they look good together.
They do look good together.
Yep. They definitely look good
together. We might
together.
have to switch the tires.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Because I like the way those two tires match up.
Let's see, I went through, I did all my notes.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just chit-chat.
That's all. You know, Stacy mentioned she's having her coffee. I think I might make some more of that today. I still have some of the condensed.
Yeah, that's good coffee. I know Brett liked it. Our son liked it too.
Brett likes anything that's pure sugar. The kid lives on pizza, chicken nuggets, and sugar. That's all he does. It's going to catch up with him at some point, but he's 6'1" and he's thin as a rail, so he can get away with it.
It caught up with me. I was never 6'1" and thin as a rail, but I was like 5'10" and thin as a rail. That ended about 35 years old, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember my metabolism ever being able to put up with that. But he used to be a swimmer.
Yeah.
And so he got used to having those really high energy days. He had such a great time joining us last week.
Yeah, it was nice to have him come hang out in the trailer with us for a bit.
He has promised all of us that when he does get his tattoo, he'll send us updates. So,
yeah,
KV, don't worry, we'll keep you updated on that one.
Yeah, he converted another person over to reading Terry Brooks as well. So that was kind of cool.
And it was good just to kind of give him the insight. He was with us when we first brought the trailer home.
Yeah.
But to see us now that we're living in it and just kind of how we use it, and then just even how we're engaging with people now, he's very interested. He thinks it's really cool. So he doesn't think his parents are off the rockers.
Yeah, it was neat to hear his insight on, or his opinion on us living in this now.
Petra is enjoying a mimosa with us.
Mimosa, nice.
Maybe I should do that next week.
Didn't you get me a manmosa in Tennessee?
I got you a manmosa and you whined about it, so you just...
Well, it came in like a champagne flute.
I will enjoy my
in Nashville, where there's a bunch of rugged cowboy guys, and I'm sitting there.
Hey, you left to go to the bathroom and said, order me whatever, so...
Drinking a bubbly with like blueberry Perrier or puree or whatever.
And Brian Ermintrout said, I'm getting a newer truck in March. My F-150 doesn't like hills with the trailer. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because we almost got an F-150.
Well, I think he's got a little bit longer trailer, probably a little bit heavier too. You know, I mean, it's with the half tons there, you know, you can get difficult towing. I mean, you can get above that or very close to that gross value, whatever it is, GVWR, in a hurry with these trailers. So, you know,
true.
And I think his is maybe like a 26 foot or maybe even a little bit longer. I don't remember. Abby is over there being sick.
She ate too much grass. She's been enjoying the outside just a little too much.
I'm only saying that in case you heard the heaving. Not that I'm searching for subjects to talk about.
It's like, boy, you are really bad at picking topics to talk about then.
No.
Forget that.
I wanted to cover our bases there.
Oh, so Katie said, I read online that dish soap is known to soften automotive paint, so it may not be good for the RV.
Well,
now, I wonder... Is this automotive paint or what is it?
Didn't they?
But not the paint.
Annandale or what?
It's right on the side. Andale.
Andale, yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just the stuff on the inside. It's not what this is covered with. I don't know anybody else who has a little guy Max if this has happened, but where the windows close, the little vinyl decal things, it rubs against it, and now you've got that little tear.
It gouges it.
Yeah, it gouges that. Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to fix that.
I think now, if we could have bought this, you know, custom, I would have. Yes, the black makes the windows look bigger and kind of forms everything up front, but I wouldn't have those decals on there. I don't like it.
That's the difference. If this did have automotive paint on it versus decals, then we wouldn't be running into that issue, I don't think.
Nope. Yeah, you're right.
But I'm wondering, like, what this material is.
I have no idea. Yeah.
But even still, I think it's good to maybe invest in getting the soap.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah.
Brian said a 25-foot trailer, and it weighs about 4,700 pounds. So
that's, I mean, almost a little less than 1,000 pounds more than this.
Yeah.
So
a lot more room.
Yeah, and depending on how much you've got it weighted, you know, your truck as well as your trailer, yeah, you can get up there. I would imagine that.
So I wonder what Brian's going to get. I saw a gorgeous F-250 here today. He pulled out earlier, big black one, all decked out with the rails, and they look nice.
There's some nice trucks.
Kate and KV have Raven.
Yes, yeah.
But that one's not. Is it a 1500?
I think it is. Okay. I think it is. Yeah. Yep. Same as ours.
They've got all blacked out, like the black bumper and the grill. And
yeah, it's a nice looking truck. It definitely is.
But the 250 would definitely. I know Russ has kind of pointed out the bigger trucks to me.
I think if I could,
and he said if we got that, we wouldn't have to worry about anything. But as long as we have this, I think that's overkill.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about later on. You know, who knows how long we're going to stay in this unit. For now, we're happy with it, and we're learning, you know, everything. But it would be silly to not think you're going to move around. I mean, pretty much it looks like everybody in this community does move around, you know.
Well, I've heard that saying that the second you bring home your trailer, you're already shopping for the next one.
True.
That's not. I mean, we're not even.
So yeah, I would look at I'd look at a bigger truck.
So KV said cleaning LG Max normal maintenance of your gel-coated fiberglass RV is similar to the care you would give your automobile. In general, automotive cleaners and waxes work well, so we know that now. And then theirs is a Silverado 1500, just looks way cooler than ours. And
I don't know, it's just a different look. Ours has got an aggressive off-road look.
Well, she has a job for you.
What's the job?
Raven's very dirty. Can you come by and clean it?
Of course. Well, no,
it's raining
there. They had us over for free, so they allowed us to move stock. So yeah, I guess sure. Next time we're going through, I can help wash.
All right, you heard it here. I'll supervise.
Yeah, and then
I'll help.
I'll spray you again.
I had the hose.
I know. I don't know. That's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, man. You had a hose and I had a wet broom.
I was trying to figure out what he was doing. He like threw the soap at me. I'm like, do you realize I'm holding the hose? This could go really bad really quickly.
Yeah.
Brian said they're getting an F-250. I've seen some super sexy trucks out there, but I have to hold off for now. I totally get that.
Yep.
But it's fun shopping for them.
And to be 100% honest, we won't move away from Black Betty until we have to.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that was one of the reasons why we went with the GMC, just their reputation.
Yeah, and their longevity. Yeah, I mean,
the Fords and the GMC, Chevys, they all have that really good truck reputation.
Yeah, we just, you know, it doesn't make sense to get another car payment, you know, and even a used vehicle, we don't know anything about anybody else's vehicle, but we know our vehicle, and we know our vehicle's good.
Yeah, so. From day one.
So, yeah.
Aw, Katie said she's not letting Kerry hold the hose. That I'm going to supervise.
Smart woman.
Behind a window.
Smart woman.
Yeah, he's going to think next time, you know, he'll be like, okay, I'll wait till I get the hose from her. Hey, I only had the hose because apparently I wasn't doing the mop correctly.
No.
In the right order.
You had the hose because I was being nice. I knew your arm hurt.
This arm?
Yeah, well, one of them. I knew it hurt, so I decided to do more of the scrubbing for you.
Well, thank you very much. That was very cool. But truck shopping, RV shopping, you know, any type of shopping, that's really cool.
Yeah, and, I mean, we went RV, not shopping, but window.
Yeah, well, we went in to look for a hose, and they were there, which, you know, we're going to the RV Super Show. I want to go.
Super excited.
We've never gone to a really big one. We went to the one in El Paso.
Yeah, it was like,
it was small.
Three dealers. 3 dealers there.
But they have some seminars that I want to go to, so I'm really looking forward to that. But then just seeing a lot of the new technology and the new RVs. I'll be going. We definitely will be filming.
Yeah, we're going to be doing some tours of some other stuff.
If you have questions, or if you know, little guy will be there.
Hope Chris is there. Chris or Dylan, how cool would that be?
That would, see, as of right now, I know that they have a booth or they have a section there.
But I was into manufacturing, and we did a lot of shows too. Yeah. And some shows that, even if they were big but we weren't going to, we'd send our distributors to. So possibly,
so we'll see which one there.
But I'm hoping the manufacturer is there.
If anybody has any questions or anything you want to make sure that we get footage of or go check out, so check out the Florida, it's the Tampa RV Super Show. It's January 16th through 20th. Look online, look at the people that are there, and if there's anything you want us to go make sure you know, to kind of check out for you, we'll be your eyes and ears, and we'll take the camera.
I have a question for Chris Baum when we go there.
What is it?
How he gets his hair to be still rock solid. You notice that? Every time I see him out like exercising, photos of him running around in Colorado at that one show, and his hair is like perfect. There's not one out of place. So I got to find out what kind of gel Chris Baum uses.
Okay, that's the important.
I'm sure other people have wanted to know about that.
Chris Baum may not show up now. And KB said shopping, yes.
Yeah. So no, I am totally looking forward to going to that. I hope that one you were talking about, what was that one that we were just talking about, Space Agey?
Okay, hold on real quick. KB said one of the reasons why his hair is impeccable is because he never wears a hat. Russ. That could be it. You got to train your hair to stay that way, and then it's good to go.
I have no answer for that.
You made him speechless.
Touché.
And then Brian said, what's the most difficult thing you've encountered so far with your trailer?
Well, the most difficult thing has been our furnace. We've had furnace issues, and not understanding it enough to know, to even troubleshoot, to have an idea what was going on.
We don't have the mechanical background.
For me, that's it. Can you think of anything else?
For me, and this is just, it's not really anything at all. It's just a personal thing. Making that darn bed. I mean, I love the shape, and we were able to fit our mattress in there. And even if we had left the other mattress in, just crawling around.
What's that product? That sheets that zip up? Sleepies or Betties?
No, Betties, I think. But even with our mattress, because I was so insistent on having that, I don't think it would be. So here's the issues with that. We took a pillow top, 14-inch pillow top queen bed and put it in there, which is great. It's fantastic. It's comfortable, but there are some issues. So here are the issues with doing something like that. One of the issues is the window at your head is, you're right at that level. So your pillows are always pushing that screen out. So we can't open that screen or that window at night, because we know we're going to push the screen out and the bugs are going to get into. So if you leave the regular mattress in, or just have a little bit of a memory foam on top of that, you're still okay. But if you did what we did,
yeah, you might have issues. But another issue is you lose part of that bed, because there's it goes actually
underneath,
under the TV area. There's probably about 4 inches there that you lose. And then another issue is you lose on the where you sleep closest to the front of the unit. That part of the bed, there's storage areas and 2 plugs with some USBs. You can't get to them. But all that said, for as much as we sleep in it, I think it's good that we are the way we are.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just making the bed and trying to climb over the person. That was the one thing we had talked about when we are ready to get another RV, we'll probably get one that allows us that access where we can both get off either side.
Yeah, because right now we got
trying to climb over.
Yep.
That's the only real issue I have with trying to move around.
Yeah.
Now we do have a couple comments.
Okay.
Kate wants to know how many dealers will be at the Florida RV show.
Oh, there's tons. Dealers, tons. But yeah, distributors, from what I understand, that it's called this RV Super Show, and it's one of the bigger ones in the country, right? Yep. So yeah, there'll be a lot of people. KV, if you guys want to come down, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they have camping
we can all go
at the fairgrounds because it's so big that they hold it at the Tampa fairgrounds.
Yeah, and it's dog friendly as well. You can take the dogs.
So. Okay, and then they have, KV also wants to know, with the water pump, how can you make sure it has water in it?
With the water pump, how
Remember how we didn't heat the water because you were worried that there was no water in it?
Okay, so I can't explain that to you now because I don't know 100%. I'm off the top of my head. I could take the video camera over there and show you later, but there is a setup of a certain way to set up the valves and stuff so that the water is actually going into the hot water heater. Stacy mentioned her husband would be willing to talk us through it as well. And then another viewer gave us a pretty great description.
Making sure the certain things are open.
Yeah.
Russ went over there and he said everything looks set up the way it's supposed to.
The way that was described, and we turned it on and sure enough water was in there.
So tell you what, I will find those comments again, and tomorrow's vlog, I'll mention it, I'll put it in the show notes for tomorrow's vlog, and we will do an inset. We don't typically do video insets on our vlogs, it's usually us talking, but we'll do a quick video inset with Russ kind of showing what our water.
Yeah, and the reason why we typically don't do that is just for the sake of editing. I mean, we put out 8 videos a week, so these vlog ones are quick.
But that's an important one because we didn't use hot water for a long time, so we'll incorporate that in tomorrow.
Of course, yep.
And then let's see, is your smart jack working now? And did you get Betty's TPMS working? The TPMS? No, we're going to have to fix it.
Well, it's working,
but it was going on and off.
The problem is it's not all the time. Occasionally it'll do that. Smart jack, yes. When we were at my mom's house, my stepfather helped us out with it too. You know, we just kind of took everything out, changed the fuse, it blew a fuse or two, set everything back up, and we haven't had any issues since
then. So we'll cross our fingers.
The good thing about having problems with this is I understand that jack pretty darn well now. I understand this furnace enough to be able to troubleshoot. So problems with your unit are kind of a blessing in disguise. I mean, they force you to learn things.
Well, here's where, again, I think it's good that we started with such a small unit.
Yep.
So we're learning RVing, learning all these little maintenance things a little at a time rather than getting overwhelmed.
You mean
getting a big, massive...
You mean like Will Smith's rig?
Oh, did you ever see
We saw a video. Yeah, go YouTube Will Smith's camper. Oh my goodness.
RV.
Double-decker. Yeah, RV. It's probably not a camper.
Slides out, slides up.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. 2.5 million.
And then KV said that answers her question.
Okay.
But we'll still kind of do that. And then Bill says, does the Max have grease fittings on the wheels or is it a sealed bearing? I have no clue.
Sorry. Who asked that, Bill?
Bill.
Yeah, Bill's a guy that knows his stuff.
It
has one of those.
Fittings on the wheels, or is it a sealed bearing?
Yeah, you know,
Where would I look?
I can remember when I was younger. My dad, my dad's a mechanic, and I can remember him telling me this stuff and talking about it. But I was more interested in going surfing. I really wish I would have spent more time with Dad learning mechanics, especially now that we're out on the road. But I'm
you have
sorry.
Incredible balance.
Yeah. Well, you made me laugh. I'm sorry, I don't know. Maybe somebody else listening now knows.
Yeah, I mean, Stacy, Kate, KV, you know, they're...
Yeah, they're owners as well.
Yeah, I'm not even sure on that one. I'm sorry, Bill.
I'm going to have to know. Now I will have to go figure that out, though. So.
Yeah, but thankfully, the jack, I always want to call it a hitch for whatever reason, but the jack, maybe it's just because it's had a chance to dry out, too.
Yeah, it could be. You know, we actually had a little bit of a scare yesterday when we were setting up. Backed in perfectly. I'm getting good at that now, you know, because yeah, if you just all the practice, I guess you kind of get good at it. But we got everything set up, and then it was a little bit leaning to the left, so we set our leveler, those little Lego block things up, got it set perfectly, and then I started to drop the jack, and when I did, the whole unit shifted, and the jack, the little plastic thing I had underneath flipped out. The two that were under, or the four that were under that wheel, shot out, and the whole unit kind of, that kind of spooked me. I don't know why that happened. It was only like 3 inches,
but it was still enough to.
Yeah, so we redid everything, and we didn't have that problem.
You know what I think it was? Is I think when it went up on the blocks, it might have just been off on the side.
Gotcha.
You didn't have it
so the tire just kind of slipped a little off. I can see that.
So when you were nudging that and getting everything set over, I think that was just enough to cause it to slip over where Billy wants to come see you.
Yeah, I'm going to steal her from you. Come here, sweeties. Good girls. But, yeah, that was kind of spooky. I forgot all about that. I wish we would have had that on video. That would have been good content.
We're getting better at trying to film as much, just because you never know. That's the thing with RVing or just life in general. But a lot of time at the beginning of your RVing experience, you never know when these little mishaps, mistakes, or things will come up and happen. And so I think just as a rule of thumb, we could just set it up to record, and then if nothing happens, we can delete it. But if something like that does happen, then we know.
Yeah,
and it can help us kind of problem solve. And even for me, wanting to learn how to back up and tow, which I'm thinking we didn't get a chance to practice.
When we were in Florida, with my mom's.
Yeah, your mom's. But we heard that this campground is pretty much going to be a ghost town later this week. So we're going to stay here a couple extra days. And I was thinking of being able to just hitching up and then just practice backing into a couple. What's great about it is you have a bunch of different setups.
Yeah.
So we can practice coming in at different angles into actual campsite things rather than just a parking lot and trying to imagine.
Well, especially if you come over here because you've got a lot of trees. So now you're having to not only watch the side, but height clearance as well.
Yeah. Oh, that was the woman we talked with yesterday. She had a much larger RV, and she said it took her a while to get into there. So that is something that I want to try to do this week. I've been waiting for the opportunity to get behind the wheel in a non-stressful situation, and this place is just laid back and slow, and it's going to be pretty empty.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to get behind the wheel and
maybe the day that we pull out, you know, because I don't see us moving, even though some of the interior spots.
Earlier in the morning we can hook up, and then we can practice doing some of that before we drive out.
Yeah, yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head.
KV said, "Go for it, Kerry."
Yep.
I'm nervous. I really am.
Well, that's why you do it when there's not a lot of stress, you know.
I mean, I've felt bad. There's been times where we don't have long trips planned, but I would like to say, okay, I'm going to get behind the wheel. But I don't want the first instance for me to get behind the wheel in the middle of a downtown area with lots of traffic or on the freeway or something like that. I want to just feel comfortable practice.
Well, the fact of the matter is that I prefer to drive. You know this. I'd rather drive than sit there. But on a realistic side, you have to be able to do that in case I'm not feeling well or I have to go somewhere for business. You know, so it does make sense that you do get comfortable doing it.
Yep, so
but I wouldn't ever feel bad, you know. Big stretch and kisses from Mama. I didn't get that. I wouldn't ever feel bad about it because you know I like to drive.
Okay, so KV said, don't be nervous, and Billy's telling me don't be nervous too. Take your time, go slowly, no worries. I practiced in an almost empty campground and found it very helpful.
Yep.
Okay, good. So I'll keep you all posted. And if
I'll video it too. There'll be video.
The name of the show changes to The Roads We Don't Roam Anymore, you know it was not successful. So.
No, it'll be fine. Take it nice and slow. That's one thing I've learned about everything that we do with driving the trailer, whether it's backing, whether it's going around turns and corners and stuff, or just regular driving, never be in a rush. You know, don't be in a rush to do anything.
I think my biggest fear on that too with campgrounds, and we've talked about this a little bit with Kate and KV, just that pulling into a campground and not knowing right away how to do it and having people look at you or get frustrated with you if there's a line behind you waiting to move, and just adding to the anxiety over that.
Here's the thing about that too, is you have to realize that nobody was born knowing how to drive or back a trailer. We all came from not knowing anything.
So KV said, no video, Russ. I know my husband too well. There will be some, but I will have some input onto the editing on what actually makes it.
I would never do anything to make you look bad.
I don't know about that. There's been a couple that have slipped through that I was like, what were you thinking?
For the content, babe, for the content.
No, but it is a good, I mean, a fear I've heard a lot of people talk about, and I don't know if it's more women that worry about it, where men are just like, let me behind the truck.
No, I mean, remember, I didn't want to use the black tanks because, or the gray tanks for that matter, because I wasn't sure on how to hook up, and I didn't want people thinking, what is he doing? Yeah. You know, speaking about that here, so it's $20 a night. We're going to have a full review of this campground, but it was just something
so nice. We want to show you after.
It was just something that kind of popped into my head, was that it's $20 a night, but there are no sewer. You have to dump at the main dump station, and it's $10, even if you're staying here. And they don't allow Blue Boys, you know, your portable disposable system. So you have to come up with your rig. So
I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I would think it's less of an issue if you have the Blue Boy.
I don't know. Maybe there's maybe. Oh, now I get to kiss it. Yes, ma'am. But maybe it has something to do with the maybe there's more spills with Blue Boys.
I don't know. Maybe we can ask Rick later.
Yeah. Well, you know, I did ask Rick actually, and Rick said he wasn't sure. He said you'll just see that at some campgrounds they won't allow it.
Oh, and KV said Kerry has complete creative control. She said it. We have to give the people what they want. So, hey, you know. Well, I think we're going to let everybody go now so you can enjoy your Sunday.
Yeah, we got a lot to do around the campground here. So we do appreciate everybody showing up. We want to do a last call for any questions.
And the boats are ramping up too.
Yeah, it's getting that time.
We'll do a last call here for everybody. If you have any last questions and you didn't speak up yet because you were waiting while we were gabbing, which we tend to do. I want to go check and see what they're doing out on the water too.
Yeah, I'm going to go check that out as well.
Kate says bye. Stacy says have a great afternoon, guys. See you tomorrow. That's right.
Bye, Kate. Bye, Stacy.
Get on that. I'm going to try.
What?
And I'm going to see if he can too. Get on their boat because I can see that they're.
That's why I said I want to go around with a $20 bill and say, hey, once around the lake real quick.
Hey, well, there's a way you can sign up.
Oh, okay.
So Petra's saying bye-bye.
Bye, Petra.
Improv Debbie, bye. And
bye, Debbie.
Enjoy chatting with y'all. Later, Gators. All right, bye.
See you guys.
Bye from Linda. Oh, Linda Ray. Hi, Linda.
Hey, Linda. All right, sorry, we got to take off.
Oh, and Roy. We can't forget Roy. So. All right, bye, guys.